I don't want to be a prophet of doom or anything, but we seem to be a little bit over the tipping point. I don't know. I'm actually hopeful sometimes. I mean, I shouldn't get into any kind of like making predictions, but we probably have a long ways to go before it all ends. Because they're so good. No, I mean, I guess there's very pure characters, It's a pure concept. I remember thinking about this consciously at one point. I was a big Monty Python fan when I was a kid. And, I think that holds up because you look at it, they weren't doing anything particularly hip, or there wasn't like not a whole lot of specific references. It was very just kind of conceptual, When Beavis and Butt-Head, when I did that Frog Baseball short, and when they came to me about doing a show, Pauly Shore was kind of all the rage on MTV, and he was he had every hip catchphrase that teeny boppers were saying, and I knew I couldn't compete with that, and I was consciously trying to make it not hip. Like there are T-shirts that AC/DC and Metallica, which were already considered like, people were saying like, well, you should have Nirvana and whatever, Pearl Jam or something. I just thought, no, I still see kids with AC/DC T-shirts on at the mall. This is in '92, and I still do today. So I think I did the right decision. It's more like a state of mind, just like, dumb male teenage energy. If you just Google Jack Kirby hands, like it just, I love these, like everything is, these hand gestures, which aren't right for Beavis and Butthead, but it was really fun to put that on smart Beavis and Butthead. Just like Roman statues. I love those poses, and I don't do them very often because Beavis and Butthead aren't those kind of characters, but it was fun to, and we're doing more smart Beavis and Butthead in the series, so there's possibly even a spin-off. So yeah, it's been really fun. I mean, I also love comedy science fiction. I mean, I tried to do it with Idiocracy. Ended up more tragedy, I guess. Part of it may come from just, it's easier to write when just adults are just like, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that, or in denial about how awful these kids are, And also it's just something I observe without specific examples of some kid or an adult saying something really like stupid and crass, and everyone just kind of pretends they didn't say it, And also like something I really like about, when you see the Three Stooges and, they're getting a job, whatever, like doing construction on someone's house or whatever work. And, like when you're a kid, you're like, wait, why are you hiring them? Like clearly anyone would, like just how clueless everybody is around the main characters in those Three Stooges. Like everyone's self-absorbed. And I mean, that's kind of the way life is typically. Like I always feel like I notice crazy people more than anyone else. And for most people, it's like in one ear out the other, like don't care. I tend to obsess over it, and so I think maybe that's part of it. It's funny seeing people just completely ignore them and not, just two weirdos said something weird. We just kind of decided they don't know what's going on. Maybe you're watching some other quantum entanglement universe that happened, and yeah, at one point we were like going to stick to that premise of like, but they are living in the modern world. They're aware of a lot of this stuff. They're about as clueless as they always were. But we are also doing episodes where they're middle-aged, so we picked up on that, and that's been really fun to do. And I think we're gonna do more of those. I think there's like 7 of them, 8 of them coming up in the next 20 episodes we're doing. 24 episodes, sorry. Oh boy, I don't want to be a prophet of doom or anything, but we seem to be a little bit over the tipping point. I don't know. Anything could happen. Yeah, I feel like when I made that movie, I felt like when we started shooting, I felt like it was cursed from the beginning, and then the curse spread out into the world after. I'm actually hopeful sometimes. I mean, I shouldn't get into any kind of like making predictions, but we probably have a long ways to go before it all ends. Doom is out there somewhere probably, but we still got a couple centuries.